I had put the wrong stream key. Should let me start going live any moment. There we go. Go live. Boom. Um, uh, media source properties. Yeah, loop. All right. Boom. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I think they could hear me. That's fine. Since they could hear me, might as well just get right into it, right? All right. This is the one I wanted. All right, yo, 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 what is good, people? Let's fix up these scenes for you. It's another session of In the Box Live with your homeboys. Special guest today. Thought I had the scene set up perfect before, but how's your day been, Mr. Gage? You know, that sounds fun. What about you, Dux? Work, work, work. Yeah, you've been freaking going at it, dude. Must suck to be essential, huh? Yeah, I know, right? It's and we got a little special guest here today as well, don't we? Mr. Ars. He was helping us with our little OBS studio transitions here. All right, let's get your Metal Gear Solid in here as well. So we got a lot of things to talk about. Nope. Call us on Dimely. It's cheap right now. We might tell you. Oh my God. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's that doctor money. Dr. Dookie, right? All right, so I think we got all the scenes signed up, set up here, and as you can see, we're on Dimely right now. And for those of you who have been living under a rock for the past day, Dimely is what is going to take out Zoom. What do you guys think? Yes or no? Did I? Is he still here? Dookie, are you there? Okay, let me see if it's my stream. Packet loss. All right, let me see what the stream health says. Or if you're just bored like me, you could just pay people, right? Yeah. Or even kind of like since we don't, for example, we can't monetize yet, we don't have something like super chat yet, we could use this kind of like a super chat and almost charge for like screen time, which is pretty cool.
Things like that, but yeah, the potential for anything like that is very high, I think.
Can you hear me in the chat? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
People are saying they can only hear Andre.
Or even kind of like
Oh, you didn't uncheck the desktop audio.
For example, we can't monetize it, we don't have like a just chat right now. Use this kind of like a super chat and
Can you hear us?
for like screen time.
Now everybody can hear us. Yay!
Thanks, Bcash. We just had a really good conversation that you all missed out on.
That was pretty
really
much the best talk that Dookie and I have ever had with each other. Like so, very high.
It's gonna go down. No, it's not gonna go down in history.
It'll go down in our.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Can't remember minutes ago.
Word.
If you get high enough, it's just around in a circle.
Okay. Thank you. That's encouraging.
I agree.
Life on a spheroid. What are you gonna say?
Right.
I hear that. I'm still getting the hang of this. I don't think I'll ever be as great as Gage is with this thing, but especially with the audio. I think that's like my main thing. I get the visual thing set up nice, and then I always fuck up the audio. Gotta get.
Dude, there's a lot of stupid little steps that you have to figure out with that. I agree.
I think
it's kind of obnoxious. I had to really kind of dig to figure out exactly how that all worked. So I get it, bro.
So
you had to go to school to learn how to do the audio and shit. So I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Well, you just turn it on and do it. Like,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're gonna have a problem getting Gage on every night now that he knows he can stream Metal Gear Solid in the background.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
He's gonna be here all day and night, wondering where we are.
Yeah, and just so you know, you can tip me at 6695 on Twitch. You know.
Mhm.
On Dimely, I think you have it set up at what? Where you set up on?
Yeah, I am. I'm set up on Dimely. Just
Call me
animal
maybe.
on there. Call me maybe. You know.
I see ya. Yeah.
You know. Hit me up. I'm cheap for now. Until people realize who I am, and then I'll be not cheap anymore. So.
I said, what was it? $2.18 a minute. You can come and tell me all your dirty, fucked up things you've done, and I'll forgive you.
Dirty little
and I will
pig.
forgive you.
You're gonna absolve people on Dimely?
Yeah.
I'm golf clapping or double entendre with the.
Do you know what I did with $5?
Tell me.
Really, the only person that even bid on it was Satoshi Doodles, and it was I was gonna break bad news for people.
Oh, that's funny, actually.
It was Dookie loves breaking bad news, and it was like, did you get pregnant by your boyfriend's best friend? Did you are you pregnant or some just stupid things like that? And it's like, I'll tell him for $5, and I was gonna take a video of it.
Right, like call Dookie
Oh.
for $5 a minute to get you out of that dinner date that you don't want to be in.
Yeah, anything. I'll break bad news.
Hey,
I only
where
had-
were you like 10 years ago? Whenever I got into that relationship.
Yeah, dude. Just look me up on $5. I'm still on there.
That's it, bro.
Does that work retroactively?
Maybe. We'll try it.
Dux, what do you think about Dimely? How many calls have you made today? Have you made any?
I've made 0.
No calls?
I'm not a very popular guy anymore. You know, I'm kind of laying
No
low.
kidding.
God, I feel so out of the loop. I read about it earlier. Andreas, like you were just saying, I'm the noob that doesn't know at this point. Like, I
Oh
was
my
under
god. Oh no. Oh my god.
You're
Holy
done.
Jesus. Did you see that? Look at this.
That was dope.
And you
Oh.
I'm so sorry. You're playing this on PC?
Oh god. I am. Yes.
Did that hit it?
No, unfortunately,
No,
but
that's a
that will.
spotlight. Dude, that's dope. I don't
Oh.
even like video games that much.
Oh. Oh god.
Have you guys seen the PlayStation 5 graphics that they released?
With the lumens and all that shit?
Oh, I hit him.
It's what's the engine they use? What's it
Yeah,
called?
Unreal.
Unreal Engine. Have you seen that, Gage?
For
Oh
what now?
my, the new
I mean, I've seen
Unreal
it.
Engine for PlayStation 5.
Oh, I haven't. No, that's exciting. I
Oh
didn't even know
man,
that
you
Yeah.
you need to watch that. That is everything from like the sunlight to everything. Like,
Yeah, the way that the light bounces and follows and all this shit.
hmm
It was,
they said everything's made up of like millions of billions of like crystals, and that's what everything's made out
you
of.
know what's gonna be crazy is once you could start streaming on Dimely, and let's say you're a really good gamer or something, or you're one of the first people to get the PS5. You charge people
I wanna,
$1 a minute.
I wanna go ahead and point out that I think that you already can do that. If you were able to do the thing like, okay, for instance, like Daz did on our 24 stream, where he
Yes.
connected his Streamlabs to his camera,
Yes.
you can already do that.
So
You can
with, like, the
already do
virtual
that, son.
face, so the same plugin that OBS uses, right?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds tight work, dude. You know what I like about Dimely is you could start making...
I would love to charge
right?
people to call into our podcast.
I think
They're
we
taking
should.
up our time, to get on the air. You know.
And not only that,
Yeah.
it's a way for people to support us, and the people that do want to support, you know, it's a cool way for them to do it. They get a little bit of time, and let's say we have somebody like Jack on, they can come on and just ask their own questions or whatever the case is. I say we try and make them call. I'm trying to make some money, so we got PJM over here. He's actually paying a penny a minute to talk to him. So I know you guys aren't gonna be able
That's
to
crazy.
hear it through the computer, but I'll relay messages. So if it sounds like I'm talking to myself, I'm just gonna try this out. And let's give him a call because we need money from you guys, and he's paying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will not be able to hear, but you go right ahead, man. Please tell him where he's live on our show, if nothing else.
Earn $5. Earn 5 cents. 5 minutes. He says his internet is acting up. This is coming directly from his profile, and then about Twetch user 21. Twitter PJM says. So let me know if you guys could hear it on YouTube. Let's see if it picks up. YouTube live streaming, Discord, and
Oh, you know, I hadn't really considered that. They probably will be able to hear it on YouTube.
yeah, on YouTube they'll probably be able to hear it, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. I think so. As long as it's coming to your, as long as you got that desktop audio on, which I'm sure you do.
It says connecting. I don't know. I can't hear anything yet. Oh, there we go. PJM.
Hello.
How
You
are
all right?
buddy?
How's it going?
Fantastic. Yourself?
Is he watching the show?
Doing great. Is the audio okay?
Yeah, the audio sounds fantastic. I know you had on your profile that it said that your internet was acting up, but you sound pretty crystal clear here. We're actually
Okay,
streaming
great. Just
right
let me know.
now
Let me
on
know if
YouTube.
there's any issues with it. Okay, awesome. Is there a way to get Jack on the line as well, or do we want do we want to do this via your streaming software?
Well, we just wanted to do a quick test and show people. For right now, we're gonna get in contact with both of you in a little bit, but we just wanted to do a quick test to show people. Like, for example, you could either charge people for your time, or you can even pay people for your time. So, for example, right now,
that's
you
cool.
have your thing set to -1 cent, meaning that we should be getting 1 cent for every minute that we interact, right?
Exactly right. I have negative pricing
That is
for
cool.
now. So every minute that you're talking to me because you dialed my account, I am paying you money for every minute that goes by.
That is so
And
cool.
I can adjust that on the fly on the slider at the top of the homepage.
That is awesome. But you would have to do that. You can't do that like while you're in call. So for example, we're talking now, we're getting paid a penny per minute. You can't just slide it over to $1 right now and then we start getting hit, right? Like you would have to do it in between calls. Or how would that work?
Yes, in between calls. So it's the pricing has to be set pre-call, and then it lasts the duration of the call. And then what you'll see is on the top of our call screen, you should see a timer that's ticking backwards from the total call time that you set to call me when you've initiated the call.
Excuse me. That is amazing. So the cool thing that we were just talking about is that you could literally have an account with no funds in it at all, and you can immediately start charging a penny for your time, and people could just jump on and you start earning right away without ever having to put any investment into it in the first place, just your post or your directory.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
You heard that, guys? I know you guys are probably watching it because have the boys on here right now. What's going on, buddy? Oh, awesome. So yeah, the video works awesome as well. If you're on the stream right now, we have a little setup so you can actually see. We're using Discord and we're using Dimely. So I'm talking to you here through Dimely, and the boys are actually here on Discord and watching on YouTube.
And it's getting sent to YouTube.
And then it's being sent to YouTube.
Hey.
This is like Streamception. Go ahead, Gage.
Hey, Dre, do me a little favor, man. Go into the Discord and click on the my video game stream screen and mute that for me, man.
Okay. Give me
On your end. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, cool. Got it. Okay, sorry.
Thank you, sir.
Alright.
Oh, this looks awesome.
Does it look good? Can you
Yes, it does.
Can you all guys see Paul?
I can see
on
him.
the stream?
Nice.
Oh, awesome. We were just
Yep.
talking about how this could be used. Like, for example, we're not monetized on YouTube because we don't have 1,000 followers, subscribers, and we don't have 4,000 hours watched yet. Well, so we can't do super chat. But like, for example, with this, we can now set it up to, like, for example, 50 cents or whatever the case is for a minute. And while we're streaming, people can actually call us through Dimely and support us that way and say, hey, guys, got this question for you, or just wanted to put this statement out there. Is that correct?
Exactly. So it's you mentioned earlier,
I think so,
when I was trying to get the video to work like that.
Use it that way.
It is great for a
probably.
brand new user that's never used Bitcoin, has never used a wallet, has really never interacted with any of these sorts of payment-based apps before. They can start earning by calling someone with negative payments turned on, earn a little bit of funds into their wallet, so that then they can start using not only Dimely but the other apps that are offered within Relay, all without ever having to do any of the cumbersome, like a bunch of different steps to get a top up going. And then for the power users like yourselves, you can earn
Did I just hear some percolating?
like sizable amounts pretty
briefly?
quickly by doing things like what you
Like
just
maybe some
mentioned, where
aerated
you
breathing?
simultaneously do a stream.
Yeah, so it looks like
and
the people cannot
I think that's going to be a
hear
really powerful
whoever
use
you're in a
case
call
for
with,
how to
Dre.
get a lot of people to be calling into you and
It says,
getting
can hear
value.
everyone but the host, very low audio.
Okay, give me one moment, Paul. We're kind of testing with this with you on the fly here. So and it's nothing to do with Dimely. It's probably just my OBS setting, obviously. So what were you saying, Gage?
Yeah, I don't think you can actually hear him. Let me check really quick.
They can't hear Paul at the moment.
Oh, okay, I lied, actually. It says, can hear everyone but the host, very low audio. Is your headset for something, maybe doing something weird, perhaps? Like, I'm in OBS.
I hear you crystal clear, Andres.
Okay, cool.
But I can't hear anyone else.
Yes, correct, because they're on Discord. And again, we're just troubleshooting this on the fly because this thing is really amazing, and
Thank you.
What are you guys hearing there? Does it sound better? Let me see. Maybe if I turn my mic up a little bit. I just don't wanna. You know how I am. I'm afraid with the audio thing. I don't want to
No, I
ruin
get
that.
it.
Anything in the YouTubes? You guys hearing me a little bit better?
Says we can hear Paul.
But they're having trouble hearing me. Maybe because I'm using a microphone through the Discord and a microphone through the Explorer. So maybe there's some type of
I can hear it on YouTube. I don't know what the problem is.
Okay, so you could hear me on YouTube as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, Paul. It seems like it might have been a glitch with something, but it seems like it's working now. So yeah, this is
Okay, great.
really cool, and man, just wanted to say you guys have been amazing, and I'm glad you allowed us a little test to kind of just show people that you can even earn money on the fly without ever investing a penny into it. So let's say you're down and out and you don't have any money to Twitch, as long as you can get in a call for 2 minutes at 1 penny a minute, you'd be able to re-up and start twitching again. This is, as far as earning, I think this is definitely 10 out of 10, 100%.
Yeah, and it's really a lot of what Dimely is about is
Sweet.
having people start to realize what their time is worth and put a value
Bitcoin
to that.
incentivizes
And that's why we have that
connectivity.
timer built into the UI for the call that ticks backward, so it doesn't cancel the call or end the call when the timer
No doubt
runs
about
out.
that.
But that's when you know that to be timely, to pun intended,
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
that
Jackson.
it's time to end the call, so you can move on to the next call, because
Big
that's
Jack
when
in the
payment
chat.
has finished.
Big
Jack
Jack
in the
chat.
box.
All right, cool. So, for example, you make that call. Like, for example, we've gone past the 5 minute limit. Are we still getting paid, or at this point it has already stopped the payment because it's like a one-time thing or whatever, right?
Correct. It stops the payment once the call is complete.
Oh, that's freaking amazing. I know my stream looks like it might be buffering a little bit here. I hope not, because we're going through a little bit of a storm situation here as well. We got Big Jack in the room. Josh.
Jack in the box.
Jack, Paul, Josh, Jeff Petty, Jeff Pretty, Paul. Paul, we're gonna go ahead and jump off here for one moment. You're gonna be around for a while, right? So, because I think you're gonna jump on with Jack as well. We just wanted to demonstrate to the people that you can call somebody and earn instantly because you had your thing set to negative. So I didn't want people to think that, oh, it's set at negative. Is that a glitch? No, we actually made money. We made 5 cents by talking to you right now.
Yep, you made you made a
Put it
cent
in the
every minute
bucket.
that we talked.
Hell yeah.
Every minute
Dude,
that we
It's
talked.
pretty awesome.
Up to that 5 minutes.
Ballin'! Paul, we'll hit you up in a few. Thank you so much for paying us for your time and ours.
No problem. Yeah, I'll be available for a
Heck
little
yeah,
bit.
man.
Give me a call. Bye-bye.
All right, for sure, buddy. That was freaking awesome.
Thanks, sir.
What'd you guys think
I
about
wish I could have
that?
heard what he was saying. We couldn't hear nothing.
Oh,
He
you
was
could
saying.
in the YouTube. You couldn't hear it either, though.
Well, we can hear it in the
Yeah,
YouTube,
yeah,
but just
delay.
not on here.
Yeah. We'll figure that out. I'm sure we could figure. Gage will figure it out, and then I'll just steal his idea and I'll use it.
As soon as
Yeah,
Gage quits playing video games and starts fucking figuring out
Sorry about
shit.
it. Sorry about it.
God damn it.
I can't look at the stream right now. If not, it'll mess up my OBS. Do we have any
Hey.
comments? Anything?
I got a good announcement for all these people.
Talk to me, brother.
Hunter's alive.
Yes, I know.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Hunter's alive. I really didn't see much of what he said, but I seen he said something.
yeah,
He said that he
What's
was
the deal?
alive. That's the important part.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's alive.
Me too, man.
That is freaking.
Wonder if he'll show up. He might bounce in here.
Yeah, he's been getting on very minimally. I somehow I saw he was on, so I started blowing him up on Discord, and we had maybe a 10-minute conversation. He had to go. His internet is extremely limited. He gets 10 minutes of internet at a time or something like that.
Crazy.
So I recorded the talk that we had and I sent it to him because I think he might want to do an upload, kind of give like the community a little update on what's been going on. So I'm sure with his editing skills and all that stuff, you know, he'll probably pull out something amazing. But yeah, he's been dude, I try to talk to him as much as possible for the little bit of time I had, but yeah, he's alive and well.
I'm ready to get him back.
Me too, man.
Me too, man.
Need that mastermind.
Dude, the wise words, dude. That was like the staple. He was like the finisher, right? So Hunter's wise words, and then you know it's a wrap.
That's right.
Yeah. So what's Big Jack saying? Is he still in the chat? Is he ready to jump on
Yeah.
with Paul for a little bit, or does he want me to give him a call through this thing, or tell him to jump on the
He
Discord?
actually just joined our Discord group.
Yeah, he's in the box right now in the chat
All right,
box.
cool. Tell him to come. Do you want to give him the permissions, and I'll set up a little box for him here?
He should have.
Dude, I hope he never watched any of those things where I was just trashing Relay so hard.
It's a great suggestion, Animal.
I can't wait to get the man
Oh no.
in here.
Oh no.
What happened? Oh, you're dying.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
we're-
die.
I thought you
Sucker.
accidentally
All right,
banned Jack.
Jack
Silver
Jack's
Snake.
smart as fuck, and I feel like ridiculous.
Oh.
What's his name?
Solid Snake.
Solid Snake. Okay. Silver Surfer.
Silver.
Bro, I really
That's
hope.
Marvel.
I'm gonna be so pissed if it puts me all the way back at the beginning of this.
Did
It
you
says
give
you've
the
been playing for
permissions-
58
Did you give
minutes.
the permissions to Jack so he could get in here?
Yeah, he
It's
should be
in
able
the
to.
box.
Okay, cool.
Anyone can get in the box. Right?
Jack
There he is. There's Jack
Dimes.
Dimes.
Jack
Yeah.
Dimes in the house. Let me fix up the
Ooh.
scene.
Thought I recognized your voice. You have a very recognizable voice, Jack.
Who? Andre?
Jack.
Oh no. Oh, Jack totally does. I'm gonna die.
Sucker.
Alright,
Silver Snake. Silver Snake. What's his name?
Solid.
So many questions about
Solid
time.
Snake, dude.
Who's
I-
playing that
I-
back? Why can't I hear that?
I'm so
I really
excited
don't.
about it.
I'm gonna be so pissed if it puts me all the way back at the beginning of this.
I don't think it's me.
Someone's playing the YouTube
It
video.
might be Jack because his thing looks like he's.
Damn it, Jack.
He should be in the box.
I'll give him a break for today.
Anyone can get in the box. There he is. There's Jack Dimes. Jackie Dimes.
What? Are you guys, can you guys hear me?
Dimes.
Yeah,
Dr.
we can
J.
hear
Yeah,
you.
we can now.
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna need to do some settings here to get my camera going. One sec. Just keep
Hey,
going.
man. Take your time. You take your time.
We're enjoying your
We were kind of
platform, by the
crushing it.
way. We can't wait to start making some real money off of it.
I'm gonna set it to $100 a minute and just hope someone calls me.
You should.
It'll happen, dude, eventually. It's a numbers game, dude.
218. 218 a minute.
That's
Was
good.
that it?
Or should it be 2180?
I think it should be 2,180.
Ooh.
There's a
Sick.
limit right now, I think, at 100, though.
Yeah, it's at $100. I'm just kidding.
That's fine. I'll take a Benji now.
I'm
Jack,
gonna
Benji a minute.
Jack, you gotta hit mute on YouTube.
Keep going, man. Take your time. You take your
Okay, I think you got the camera.
information creation. User 1881 says we need to have DeSantis on the show.
I'm down.
I agree.
I'm down.
He's.
100%.
I don't think I can communicate with the guy.
Me either, but I just want to listen to him talk,
He's
dude.
he's like half computer, half like cyborg.
Hold on, I'm completely ruining this right now. Give me one moment.
Andre's turning into a cyborg, though.
I'm
He's
trying,
attempting
man.
to, so maybe
I'm-
maybe he could hold a convo with him.
I'm trying to turn into a cyborg. That's like my
For sure.
my goal. I finally finished the HTML tutorial, and it has a little quiz at the end. And without looking at my notes or anything, on my first try, I got 85%. So I'm pretty.
I was gonna
happy
say
about
B
that.
plus, but ain't nothing wrong with a B, brother.
No, nothing at all, dude.
That's
I'm trying.
beyond expectations, right?
You could be happy about those results, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, I think Jack is having trouble with. Oh, there he is. I just saw him for a moment pop up in.
Yeah.
Is he
I'm
wearing
trying
a,
to
is he
turn
wearing a
on
Looney
another
Tunes jersey?
camera. 1 second. You guys keep going.
Are you wearing the Looney Tunes jersey?
Some
Space
jersey,
Jams?
yes, please do.
Is it Space Jams?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Almost there, guys.
Here we
Almost
go.
there.
Here we go.
I seen you
Let's
with the
zoom that.
basketball earlier. Jack, if we ever meet up, we're playing 1-on-1.
Oh snap, dude! This guy's like
Sure,
Yin
sure,
Yang
no
or whatever
problem.
his name
I'm
is.
calling you out, man.
That guy's like Yao Ming, dude.
I love me
Obviously,
some
this
basketball.
Discord thing is harder to use than Dime League. Let's just start there.
I agree.
That's
I
right.
agree.
It is.
That's why we're gonna switch. Dimely's gonna be our home.
I must admit, it's a bit more feature rich, though, my friend. For now.
Features are for people who don't have product market fit. Okay.
I think you really surprised everybody today. It's like surprise. That was great.
Yeah, I have so many questions about development. I don't even know where to start. Like,
Ars, do you do any programming on your own?
no, I'm
Yeah.
like an artist and like a step above Luddite, but I'm all about the space.
True.
Awesome, man.
You almost had it again, Jack.
You got it?
Almost. It showed.
There he is.
Is he there? Okay, let me fix up the box, and it should work out now. I'm no freaking super producer, so I'm trying for you guys here. I hope you guys apologize that I'm not Gage. I mean, hope you guys accept my apologies.
I'm a little busy, bro. All right.
No, I know you're killing it, dude. You're
Busy,
making me want
busy.
to download that fucking game and start streaming it on Dimely for money. Oh, there he is.
This game is so
I'm
fire, bro.
finding him. I'm finding him. I almost got him. Almost got him. He's so tall that he doesn't fit into my box, dude. Jack is hard to crop out here.
There's so
on,
many
guys.
entendres.
I got you, Jack. I got you, brother. Oh, there he is. So surprise, surprise, guy. You just woke up the Bitcoin community today.
Yeah, you did.
Everybody's talking Dimely. What is Twetch? Do you guys know what Twetch is? I have no clue, but I know what Dimely is. Dimely is the only social network, video chat social network where you could make money without putting a penny into it. I think that's a pretty big fucking thing right there, right? What would you say, Jack? Is that
Word.
right? Is that accurate?
I'm saying you're trying to pretend I didn't hear all your trashing a couple weeks ago. So
I was hoping.
Don't fall for that shit, Jack. Don't fall for it.
Hey, it's
Yeah.
a pleasure.
I was hoping you hadn't watched all those episodes.
No, I was one of the 5 viewers of your show.
Oh.
And then it was
Oh.
the other 4 was Dookie, Gage, Hunter, and myself.
Yeah, there you
Probably.
go. No, good to be on with you guys. Yeah, great show. Getting better as always.
You like the new little?
At least someone thinks so.
upgrades?
Well, there's some entertaining stuff now. You can at least watch someone play games while I was listening to this. So.
Right? Shit, we're about to get a whole army of 9-year-olds, dude. Watch.
Yeah, dude. Got to do something.
For real. For real. Year-old streamers.
You guys should bring Paul back on too. This is supposed to be the PJM show.
I'm down. Let's do
You
it.
need to get him in the actual
Yeah.
Discord.
So Paul, get back in here.
Paul,
Yeah,
jump
I'll tell
on
you what.
Discord.
Is there any way? How do I? I'll get him a link.
Paul is giving away money for for chatting on Dimely, dude.
So everyone
made
quit
5
calling
cents,
Paul
bro.
so he can get on here with us for a while.
Basically, yep.
we just made 5 cents, player, in 5 minutes, dude. It's a start. It's a valuation right there.
I like it.
You were charging $36 a minute. I was like, shit. This guy just said he went to sleep. I'm not gonna pay $36 to wake him up.
I was trying something, which is, like sometimes I have to call engineers in the middle of the night with some problem or some bug fixes. So instead of turning your phone to off, I guess in the future you can set a high price. So if something came up where they really need to reach you, you're still reachable. So that's kind of what I was trying to play with.
I've already seen that happening a little bit today. Yeah, people like go AFK and just turn their price up. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
It's interesting because we want to put it out there without kind of saying anything about it and just see what people do with it. Because how if I know what people are going to do with it? So we didn't want some blog for yoga teachers or this is for tutors or whatnot. And that's been a good decision, I think. I've seen some really interesting profile headlines talking about what they want to do with their time.
Shoot, you could get a deal on Josh Hensley right now, 90 cents a minute. 90 cents a minute. I think he has it set. That's not bad, dude. Good advice. The guy is very smart. He's very articulate. He puts his words together well, and I'm sure a minute of his time you learn a lot for 90 cents. That's not bad. I spent way more money playing Mortal Kombat back in the day in a fucking arcade machine.
Right.
Yeah, I think Moisty was like 22 cents a minute.
That's fucking
earlier when he was on.
That's cheap as fuck.
I think it's 9 cents now to shill Twetch. Is what
I think he's even paying, right? Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet.
Desperate times, desperate measures.
Yeah.
I think word of mouth's really smart, man. Like that's just a great way to go about it. It's a lot of respect there.
Oh, and let me tell you, it spread like wildfire. I saw something Dimely. I was like, I never heard of Dimely. All of a sudden, I'm seeing on Twitch, I'm on Dimely. I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, no, this is Jack Liu's. I was like, dude, I hope he hasn't been watching because I've been trashing him. And yeah, respect.
Well, I'd be getting them river notifications from Twitter, you know. And Dimely came across there. I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Tight work.
What do you guys think of the name?
Dude.
I like the name actually a lot.
It sticks. That's 100%. It's not something you'll forget, right?
I think it's really great, actually.
The concept.
Right, we were considering.
It sounds familiar.
I was considering stuff like payphone, and then I was like, this might not stay as phone only.
Right.
We're thinking about a few different things. And then Dynasty kind of, I guess you guys figured out already. It's something to do with time, something to do with a 10 out of 10 experience.
Right.
If you wanted to go with that direction, it leaves room to go that direction.
I need
you know what I'm saying?
That's top of the line. Is that like the theme song for Dimely? I think that's the most important question. What can we nominate that as a theme song for Dimely? I need a dime.
Also, can you buy dime bags?
I
think it's very important that you're able to buy dime bags on Dimely.
Damn it!
Dime bags
oh
and
man,
toilet
I was just
paper.
gonna crack a dime bag. Like our tips dime bags.
I saw a comment earlier. I don't use Twitter very often, but I had received a notification that somebody had replied to something of that nature, and it was Kevin Pham. I don't know if you know who Kevin Pham is. He used to be on Twetch. Jack?
Yes, I hooped with him at the Relay X basketball game in London. I know Kevin.
Did you put it on him? Did you hoop him up?
I don't know. We just put him in to let him go 1-on-1. So that's what we're watching.
All right. I'm trying to find the comment right now. He had made a comment earlier in regards to it. Saying,
yeah, I got one. Someone's asking if Jack is Monstars or Toon Squad. Okay, we'll skip that one. The next one,
obviously Looney Tunes.
Josh Hensley. Where was the Josh Hensley? What did he say? Oh, Dimely can replace Twitch, not Twitch, but Twitch
Yep.
to stream
Word.
games and stuff. And that's a
sounds
huge
great.
market. Huge. Streaming video games is huge.
Yes.
You need to look into that, Jack.
Yeah.
Market it.
Do you
I
have,
wish I
already
could figure
have
out how
a-
to do
a
that.
lot of- do you have already future plans for it? Is this just like a proof of concept? Like, I know a lot of people have been talking about some type of a conferencing app, some type of a chat app. Is this more of showing like, hey, not only did we come out with a fucking dope ass Relay X update, right? Which is amazing. We haven't mentioned that yet, but if you guys have not updated your Relay X wallet, I suggest you do it right now. Look at the new UI, because if you don't have anything in your wallet, it gives you a reason to look at it. Um, uh, Talk to me a little bit about that new Relay update as well, man. That was another huge thing. I mean, you're just dropping dimes today.
Yeah, so we did a couple things yesterday to wrap up for new users who are jumping into this show. We released a Relay X update, still in test flight on iOS, and we released it for Google later yesterday as well. Basically, the update is putting the developers first. I first made mention of that at CoinGeek London, which is the wallet works for the developers. The wallet works for the apps. The apps don't work for the wallet. So
Correct.
this isn't about getting into the RelayX closed ecosystem. This is about how do we make Relay work for developers more in terms of we're opening up the wallet to the apps that are in Bitcoin. So obviously this was a surprise announcement to a lot of people. So we hard coded, I think, 7 apps that were really kind of taking a big belief in Relay from the beginning. So if you think about it, Twetch, Baymail, which is Degan's thing, BitSV, Unwriter, which I was really thankful for. They had added Relay integration back when Relay was really, a pretty subpar product, I would say. And they took a faith in us that we would drive some traffic their way. So we wanted to highlight those 7 apps now on the App Store. And the message to all developers now is that we're open for business. And if you want to get included in our next update, you get to choose your own logo, your own name. You get to do your own tagline and redirects. So you can just integrate with us at docs.relayx.io. So docs.relayx.io. And it'll be great. You'll be featured. And once the apps are completely over-consuming the homepage, we'll do things like filter, ranking, proof of work, whatever else to kind of give all the RelayX users, this is the page they open every day in Bitcoin. I think that would make it easier. Already it's making it easier for me to tell my friends about Bitcoin because I don't need to tell them about make sure you go to CoinGeek.com every day and then also download this wallet and then also try out that app and then try out this. People can just kind of open it up, the RelayX app. I think that's one thing that worked really well for Dimely, which was the Easter egg we put into the app yesterday, which is that, when you go on Dimely, you don't need a description, you don't need an intro guide. You kind of see, okay, I make calls here, and there's new people joining, there's 20 people online. So I can see an app store or homepage for RelayX where you see like 20 new apps today in Bitcoin. How many users are playing with them? So it's very easy to see what's the latest things going on in Bitcoin. I think that's good for everyone. And the wallet is still right there. I just think if there was things you could do with Bitcoin, then you wouldn't need to see your balance every single second. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the shift in focus.
I like it.
It's smart.
I like it. Taking over.
So this release with Dimely, again, is it more like a proof of concept again of things to come? And a lot of questions is it streaming on chain or is it just like a paywall service? Do you plan on having that data maybe being able to be fed to the blockchain in the future? Can you is there anything you want to talk about your future ideas for now? I know obviously you just be dropping dimes.
Obviously.
You don't really say much, you just do it. But is there anything that you want to tell the community?
I'm sure he plans on adding InTheBox app to the widget or to it pretty soon, right? I mean, obviously.
That's by default.
You mean just have in the dime straight up in the box? Sorry.
In the dime.
Yeah,
In the
there you go.
dime.
In the box, in Dimely, loose tongue there.
Hell yeah.
In the box, a Dimely cast.
And then everything is covered. You just got everything covered now. You just get in the box in there.
Yeah, we got ideas. We want to see how users use it too. And so we'll release different updates every couple of days, I'd say, on Dimely. I have some ideas of where this will go, but I don't want to kind of cloud people's creativity at this moment. But I think one of the special things that appeals to me, just my passion, is the idea that Facebook claims to connect people, right? But really, it's only connecting people who know each other. And Dimely has a chance to, and Bitcoin, because of the fact that there's a payment to reach out to you, whether that reaching out to you is by email or by video call or by messaging, whatever, it allows you to kind of remove all those walls while still having a great filter. So that's the kind of interaction I'm looking forward to. I'm a pretty logical thinker, so I think of really boring logical ideas, but I'm thinking like, if you need a math tutor and you're studying the, California curriculum, right now, before coronavirus, you had to get an in-person tutor that might cost you, $50 an hour. I don't know what the rate is. Now you're doing some Zoom calls with your tutor maybe, and you're paying still pretty high. But it gives a chance, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but if some kid who's a math genius in, let's say, name a country, let's say Argentina, right, wants to make money and arbitrage the rate for tutors, is technically they could learn the California math curriculum and tutor Californian kids from Argentina. And this works for everyone else. They make a higher rate, the student gets a better rate. So it's a true proof of work kind of a system here. So I'm really excited to see the different collaborations. Again, lots of people have more ideas than I do.
Now, you said you're collecting data now, like to kind of see what people are doing with Dimely. Have you already analyzed some of that data, even though it's been less than 24 hours? And can you mention anything in regards to what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I think right now the way Dimely looks today, with the way it's filtering by who's online and offline, obviously, listing people that you can reach first. And then it kind of filters by who's got the lowest price. So I think day one, you've seen a lot of people just make their price zero or close to zero so they can try and get someone to call them. I don't necessarily think of that as a race to the bottom. I think eventually you'll have people be a little bit more free to share their own profile, to kind of exist outside of a search result kind of a thing, and they can really build their business that way. And you might see the price goes up. And we have to do things like let people trial like 5 minutes for free, and then goes to a more regular rate. Because right now it's like you want to set the rate low so you get a call, but then if the caller talks for a long time, you don't really want to talk at that low rate. So we'll have to play with different things with Dimely to kind of get that right.
One of the first people
You're gonna be stripping on here for $9 a minute. So look up Ducky Love on Dimely. I'll be stripped
Dr. Ducky
for you.
What do you you're hearing confessions, right?
I'm taking $2.18 a minute
for confessions, right? Dirty confessions. Look, yeah,
if you've done something bad and you're feeling guilty about it, call Dookie Love and tell him all about it, and I will forgive you.
$2.18 is pretty cheap too.
To get that off your mind, get that off your chest, of course.
Yeah,
$5 phone call.
Well, I have a.
You ain't even got to get up and get dressed up for church. You ain't got to do any of that.
You don't have to sit in the confessional box. Nothing. You're right. I was actually one of the first calls I got was from Bitcoin Trap. I want to give a big shout out to Bitcoin Tramp. I must have spent an hour on Dimely with him, and we had an
There he is.
amazing conversation. And Jack, first of all, I should have said this in the beginning. Big shout out to you from Bitcoin Tramp. He says just to let you know, he thinks it's amazing as well. Bitcoin Tramp, if you're in the chat, we were talking about it earlier, kind of like a strategy for like how do you want to set up your hustle? How do you set up your valuation, right? So
Hey, let's kill animals audio over there on his game before Paul starts in here.
all right, cool.
Didn't that happen already?
No, it's
had-
been going the whole
I
time.
could have sworn I turned it off.
Oh, it's
should
it's
be
off
off.
on the YouTube. You have to mute it individually. Like you would have to mute it, Dookie, if you don't hear it on Discord. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not going on.
Oh,
YouTube.
okay,
I gotta
okay,
mute you.
okay.
Sorry, guys.
Let me get Paul in here. So me and Tramp were kind of talking earlier about like our strategies of how we're gonna set up on how we're gonna set up our prices. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay free of charge for the first 10 calls. After 10 calls, I'm gonna rack it up to a penny. And then another 10 calls later, I'm gonna rack it up to 2 cents and kind of see how far up the scale I could go that way. But before I even
5 calls. That's how far.
I'm sorry, what was that? What happened, Jack?
How far up is you'll get to 5 calls and then kind of
5
plateau.
calls? At 2 cents, dude? You have no faith in me, guy. No wonder you haven't hit us up from OBS from Output Capital yet. We're still waiting for that call, bro.
I think Gage is the star of the show here. Sorry to say.
Oh, snapped it.
Ooh.
You heard it here yourself,
Ooh.
guys. I am now currently looking for something aside from Output Capital. If you want to invest into a crazy old man who ran
Yes.
I just lost my
Let's go
investment.
back to Twetch wipes. That was promising.
Yeah, that was.
No, I'm joking. Go on with your story. Your strategy. Keep going. Sorry to.
So,
Oh, yeah, okay.
So 2 cents up, and then try to see how far I could take it, and hopefully reach that $100 mark. But now I'm not feeling that good about it. I'm not feeling that good about it anymore. But what do you think about that strategy, Jack? Is that kind of what you maybe intended people to do? I mean, I think you're going to get so many different ways of this being used. There's so many different use cases.
Strippers,
For sure.
quarantine strippers
Dude, what
are going to be all over Dimely, I'm telling you.
What? BSV
There's
thought
been
finally,
dime a dozen.
dude.
Yes.
Finally, some entertaining shows in Bitcoin.
Yes.
If you weren't in China, bro, and you weren't that tall, bro, I'd have
No,
some.
yeah, Andreas, I think that makes a lot of sense. We got to do our part to make that easier for you. So, like right now, you could take 10 calls at free. There's not really a place to leave a review for how the call went. So you're not really building up a reputation right now on Dimely. It's kind of just like a call if you know the guy. If you don't know the guy, don't call him. So we got to do that.
What about boost power implementation?
Like I've been preaching to all the Bitcoin entrepreneurs, launch something, don't assume anyone will use it. So we didn't bother building referral links and comment section, all this stuff. So we want to primarily test whether anyone was interested in it organically. Because like at this point, there's a lot of Relay fans or there's a lot of avid fans of Bitcoin. So if we tweet it around any product, probably can get users anyways. And so that gives you like a false signal that things are working when maybe they're not. I mean, you have products in Bitcoin that's been hyped around for 2 years that has a lot of fans, but so you have fake noise, right? So that's why we did not do any publicity around Dimely to start. But we're gonna need to add ways for you to do that. I think there's ways to do it without us doing any code. So for the people who are waiting for us to release like reviews and things, I think one example is if you have some evidence of you like making money outside of Dimely right now, and maybe this doesn't apply to you, Andreas, as in like if you're like, hey, I'm on this other website, tutor.com or something, or teachable.com or whatever. And my rate is $50 an hour. But obviously those platforms, and I think those platforms don't let you book for 10 minutes. They let you just take the whole hour. So you have to commit $50, right?
Correct.
So if those teachers came onto Dimely or something, and they said, hey, look, come call me for a few minutes and test it out, there might be some reason for their students or for their audience to kind of try it on Dimely. So there's a way to, you can put your link to those platforms. Like you can link your LinkedIn. You can link, like I think Josh Hensley's already linked in some of his YouTube videos. OrgTab, I think, is linking to people his memes, so that when you call him to make a meme, he's good and things like that. So I don't know, Paul, you did something interesting. I think you tested Airbnb online experiences, right? Why don't you tell people about how that works?
Yeah, that was pretty wild. So the way that the Airbnb I don't know if everyone's familiar with Airbnb online experiences. I only discovered it this week after like Jack pointed me in that direction. Since you can't visit hosts, and the tour guides that were giving in-person experiences for the last couple of years since they unveiled that feature, since none of that is happening because of the coronavirus lockdown, they launched online experiences, which is a directory of all the different hosts for tours and different services that they might have provided in person for you. Like if they were a yoga teacher in Bali, or if they were a tour guide in South Africa or Croatia or something, they can now do an online version of that experience, which sounds amazing. But really what you're doing is you're using Airbnb like a broker, and you're paying Airbnb through the Airbnb credit card system that they've already have set up with your account, and booking a calendar date as if it was a tour or a stay you were going to stay in somebody's Airbnb. And 30 minutes before your scheduled online experience, they send you a Zoom link. So you might as well have been able to contact that tour guide directly and save that person the 30% that Airbnb or more or whatever that Airbnb is taking from them. But there is currently no platform that has that integration of the streaming or instant payments, instant payouts to the person delivering value, and a directory like of different services where you can click on and see something that you think is valuable and call them instantly. So you have to schedule in advance. It takes a portion of the fee. It's done through some other software like Zoom that you have to download on your computer that's not Airbnb. So there's all these things broken, and this is from a 10,000 person company. So it's pretty crazy how disruptive things with Bitcoin can be. Like it's pretty exciting, but it's really about how the users end up interpreting it and wanting to build their platform. Like Jack was saying, Josh Hensley is experimenting with it in one way. The meme makers are going to experiment with it a different way. In my experience, I went on this Airbnb experience to try it out myself since we were working on Dimely. I scheduled something in advance, a day in advance, paid the money, joined the online experience for this tour, and after it started, the guy's internet crashed after about 5 minutes. And I received a note about 10 minutes later through the Airbnb push notification that it was going to have to be rescheduled, or I would have to file for a refund. So it was not live. It took my time. I paid for it in advance, and I still don't have a refund. And it's a couple days later. So it is pretty crazy what the live instant payments of Bitcoin can do just for a UX experience, just off of that.
Right.
So it solves a lot of time dilation, which stops a lot of confusion, right? As well.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
I just had a couple of questions about. I really like the way you present ideas on interacting with people, and when you were talking about releasing Dimely, I'm sorry, I'll get to the point here quickly. I'm interested in your thoughts on branding, because you seem to have a pretty good head on, or at least it seems maybe you're less interested in, say, like logo feces all over the place, and more just kind of letting the stuff kind of be self-evident. Do you mind just picking up there?
Yeah, I've done different products before Bitcoin, in Bitcoin, and I found that branding obviously is extremely important, but your brand is only as good as how much your user loves the product. That is true for the name of the platform. Like that's true for the logo, the brand, the whatever. It's good to have a good name. It's good to have a good logo. It's good to have good marketing and good whatever. But you ultimately need your users to like it. And so we think that if you offer something innovative, something real, and that solves a problem, naturally people are going to come around to the brand. But I don't think we skimp on it. It took us some time to do the logo. This is the amazing Phoebe again, and she might become a professional logo maker. I like her logos a lot. So she's done the float logo with the kind of wave sign, the orange wave sign, kind of like trading. She's done the Relay X logo, which is the two joint circles that are talking about the world moving from today's world to the future world, and joining that together, making that seamless, and curving up to the right as a positive thing. Then I think she'd be better at explaining this than I could be. But Dimely has represents a D, and then it also looks like a phone, a pay phone that you're putting up. So we care a lot about branding, but I think in Bitcoin especially, when there's a lot of people that are trying your product because they like your product or like you. They like Bitcoin, right? So to have that authentic voice, you have to really align to kind of the open-mindedness, the interoperable kind of deliver value, proof of work type of. That's the Bitcoin brand. Ultimately, all of these companies are just sub-brands of Bitcoin.
Yeah, thank you. That's really well said.
I love the fact
Did
that
I
you
answer your
talk
question?
about branding. Go ahead. I do apologize. Go ahead.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, totally, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, if you got a terrible product, the brand's gonna do nothing but give you a bad name.
Well,
So
even if you have a good product, sometimes it's like the brand overtakes what could otherwise be a really good user experience.
Have you guys ever seen the
Yeah.
movie Motley Crue? It's the story about
No.
like Motley Crue and stuff like that. Oh, he got his ball. He's ready.
oh, the new one that just came out.
Yeah, it was like maybe a couple years ago or something like that. And how they
Okay.
finally
Yeah.
came together as a band, right? But the most important thing wasn't that they were a badass fucking band. The most important thing was the name, right? So I forgot who it was, but whatever, he had been saving this name that he knew was epic for years and years and years, and he was waiting for the right band. So that was one thing about you, Jack, that I always thought was cool. Like when you told us the story about one, and I don't know if you want to tell it again really quick, but I thought that was really cool. So the branding, Dimely, I think it's amazing. A bunch of memes could be made out of that. Very positive memes I see coming out of it, dude. Probably from the InTheBox crew. We're
Yeah, I've
big.
seen some nice slogans. Your time is worth a dime. It's dime to call me, or it's different things like that.
That's cool. It's dime
Shit,
to call me.
I'm thinking to
You
call a
dropped the
dime. To call a dime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what they say? You drop the
A
dime.
dime piece.
Yeah, I'm loving that.
Yeah.
We got Dagan with the Bay. We got Lou with the dimes. Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
really
Degan
like
with the
Bay Mail,
bass.
by the way. Degan's Bay Mail's solid. That's really good
dude,
stuff. I like
solid.
that.
I'm waiting for them to integrate it into Twitch so I could get my notifications for it there, because I think it would make it so much freaking easier. Yeah, when Baymail integration within Dimely, yo.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting too. There's a good product that Degan's made, which is Round Desk. We're big fans of that. And so Round Desk is kind of a little bit like LinkedIn, and you put your profile on there. So if they add Dimely in there, then you see someone's profile, you want to reach out to them, you can call them. Yeah.
That's genius. I like that.
Yeah, it is genius.
Yeah, I actually have that on my phone. Like I'm set up on there, and I'm still figuring out what the hell I'm doing.
Let me guess.
Some people are trying to use Dimely's profile that way too. So we don't know. So right now you have a chance to enter your headline, your about, but maybe one way to get people to call you is to also add your gender, your age, where you went to school,
ASL, bro.
your
ASL.
ASL.
Age, sex, location, bro.
Hey, but don't assume any of those things.
That's like so 1999.
Right, dude. I'm an AOL boy. I remember that Miami
I
chat
hear
room used to be hot, boy. The whole point was to get into Miami chat, like the Miami room, not Miami 1 or whatever it was like get in the room that was Miami. Because then there was Miami 1, 2, 3 through 1,000. AOL was the best, dude. But well, up until right now, up until Dimely.
Up until Dimely, of course.
Oh,
I'm
man.
really digging
I'm
it.
digging it. I'm digging it. Yeah, I'm
I
thinking
thought
that.
AOL was such trash. I'm so sorry, but
Oh,
like,
I loved
online
it.
garbage. Oh my god.
I loved it.
ICQ.
Oh, IRC, ICQ, all that good stuff, right?
There's a little bit of a MSN Messenger in the Dimely product too. It's like who's online, your friends are not online. And
Now, I noticed, I don't think you can change your status right now to available, not available. You have to be like on the website or off the website. Are you able to change the status yet? Is there any features that do you guys want to tell us about the available features?
Or do you
right
actually
now, what you
have
can
to
do?
have Dimely pulled up
Yeah.
to say you're online? How's that work?
Yeah, we're gonna have to add some features. We're gonna add a feature of number of calls taken, and how much earned. So this is similar to the number of Twetches and how much you earned. Hopefully,
So if you go negative,
hopefully
it counts backwards.
Hopefully, the ratio is a little better.
Oh, true. What if it goes negative? Is it gonna show how much you've spent?
No, I will copy the Twetch model, which is they don't actually show you your actual spending.
But what if you were paying out the whole time? You were paying people to call you, and you wanted to see how much you'd given out to everybody.
That's true. We can show that too. We'll do that. But that's not really to kind of compete on leaderboard or anything. That's just mostly so that when you see a feed and you see a lot of people, because leading a review is really hard, right? It's like you and some guy, you might be your buddy talking to each other. So who the hell wants to review each other? Like it's a little bit harder to put in right now in terms of like this is not the right time. But just seeing that someone has been paid a certain amount of money on Dimely and taking like 15 calls makes you add some weight to the idea that okay,
right.
So Josh Hensley is useful to talk to. You know what I'm saying?
So
we'll add that. That's a small one. A status is to kind of be online and not actually be online and whatever. I think we can do that. Probably missed calls is a good one.
yes.
So we want to tell you people right now that there's a ringtone. Okay, so if you keep Dimely open in the tab and someone's calling you, there you go.
You're getting sued over that shit.
Alright. It's a ringtone. I don't know. How
No,
does that
by
work?
the time it gets popular, we'll switch to maybe you can buy ringtones or something. Who knows?
I loved it. That cracked me up, man.
I'll pay for a ringtone or two.
Yeah, you can buy it.
There's a ringtone right now on Dimely, so that's how you can get calls. I think it works on Chrome. It works on your computers. One thing that we want to do is, you see that Dimely is in Relay X, right? And this is a message to all the apps that are building on Relay. You'll be able to hook into the fact that Relay is an app on your phone. So you can have more native notifications, ringtones, calling, alerts that come straight to your app, straight to your phone. So we haven't synced that up yet, but we'll probably do that thing better, which is Dimely and Relay X connection. Then you'll actually get calls. So missed calls is a good one too, even despite knowing there's a ringtone, so that you at least know who to call back.
Yes, I agree on that. Yeah.
And then those are some basic ones to add. Probably let you juice up your profile a little bit, and then we got some fun things. I don't want to keep put all things out there, but there's some basic things to make today's experience better.
I know you're gonna put a DM on there, where someone's got to like pay you so much to send you a message, just like they'd have to pay you to accept a phone call.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It just makes sense,
If we do it, all the credit goes to you, huh? How about that?
Oh,
I'm just,
snap.
hey, I'll take it. You know, I'll take
Call
it.
Dookie right now for $2.18 a minute. That's a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want good business ideas, call Dookie.
Hey, ask the frog. I'm always giving them to him. It's worked out all right.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about? I know we've been talking a lot about Boost Pal. Like, how do you see maybe like a Boost Pal implementation being done, like on the directory, for example? You know how you
Maybe to
have it
vote on users,
exactly like this was you know, a good call. I want
and
to.
that's how you could rank users. I like that.
Yeah, I like that for a ranking.
I
Have you
bet
tried
cold hard
Retro
cash
Twitch?
that Daniel's programming right now. Sorry, go ahead.
What do you think about a Boost Pal ranking system, Jack? You think that is something that we might be able to see in the future? Do you like the way that Josh is implementing it on Retro Twitch? If you've seen or checked it out yet, or do you?
I've seen Retro Twetch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great product. I love that. I was talking to Josh about it yesterday. Exactly are they using Boost Pal? Do you know?
It's as a content ranking, so you could set a difficulty on a post, and it puts it as the little star. And you could set a difficulty between 1 and 40, and it just essentially sets it as a content ranking. So you could click the drop down and go by most recent likes or boost.
And so the most boosted product or the most boosted Twetches go to the top. So that's the first thing that everybody sees.
Yeah.
So say on Dimely, you could add the boost onto the users. So people,
like
instead
the
of leaving
directory.
comments that they like it, instead they boost you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would be ranked towards the top as like someone that someone would want to call.
Yeah, I from what I understand of Boost and these systems, like it's really efficient. It's really good when there's a lot of content or there's a lot of users. I guess in this case.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that we'll look at later on. Like, but today there's maybe 20 people online at any which time. It's not enough of the same people in the same category, right? Like there's probably only one kind of Spanish teacher on Dimely right now. So, you know, even if someone boosted, you know, ahead of the Spanish teacher, if I want to learn Spanish, it's my only choice. So I think it's a great concept. It's great. We will look into it more. Obviously, I know both the 21E8 guys and the Boost guys really well, so we'll see.
Dookie, you got anything for him?
Paul, what's your user number? 21?
I'm U21. Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't you want to announce something today? Is that for sale or?
Yeah, the U21 is always for sale. You just got to make me an offer.
Oh, sweet.
Shut up.
What's like a minimum that you're looking at if you were to start an auction? What would be your minimum?
There's no minimum.
So it's no reserve.
It's just whether it's just really whether I accept the offer.
So you're not looking at an auction. You're looking at a buy it now, right?
Yeah, always buy it now.
I'm digging that.
So like, I just want to know what's chump change to you. Nothing's chump change to you, huh? What I mean,
one real Bitcoin.
I don't know what did U28 go for? Because I think 21 is kind of a cool number.
No, let's not do that.
Yeah, I think it went for like half a BSV or something.
But did it ever get paid? Is he using it?
I mean, 21's the number of
28 hasn't been used since it was bought.
2 and 1 is 3, which is a sacred number on all sides of the globe. For whatever that's worth to anyone.
That would put it near probably $15,000 plus.
Yeah, U28 sold for 50 BSV. At the time, it was like 200 something. Or
yeah, double that. Like a fair price, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
For real, man, it's gonna be worth something.
It should probably be 210 BSV, right?
218.
Also sacred.
218.
If we go to $5, if Ari gets his way, you're gonna get a call from me. I'm gonna have that 218 BSV.
Hopefully, it's not $100.
You're gonna get a Dimely.
Yeah,
you call it a Dimely.
Dimely me.
Dimely me.
So 210.
That don't roll off the tongue very well. Dimely me. Dimely.
Because
we got to get a catchphrase for it.
Nothingness
like
into existence.
Throw me a dime, girl. Drop a dime in there.
Drop a dime.
We'll work on that for you guys. We'll come up with like a
Drop me a
catchphrase. for it.
dime.
So yeah, drop me a dime. I'm digging that. So Jack, we were asking earlier about your jersey. Tell us a little bit more about that. Is that the Relay X logo and it says
I can't
HODL?
see the bottom. What is it?
Yeah.
Oh, HODL.
I joined. This is before the BCH BSV fork. I think there was a big BCH community in Hong Kong. There was a fintech basketball league, so we were, I guess, Team BCH or something. So this is why it says HODL. I played on this team, and then oh yeah, this is after the fork. But there were some BCH guys and there were some BSV guys, and we put the logo. Everyone put their own company logo on there, so we put I put Relay X. But got the number 20 for Ginobili, I guess, my favorite player.
That's a pretty tight jersey there. I think
It is getting scary out here. It's hailing and.
Oh, you're about to get a tornado, dude.
Well, let's talk about other apps, because like we don't want to just have Dimely be the only app on Relay X. So what can we do, you think, to kind of encourage more people to build cool stuff? There's not just blogs, there's not just like video calling, there must be lots of other things that people can do. So you guys are the media, so tell me.
As you can see, we love gaming. Gage was playing his Metal Gear Solid. That's one cool thing. I want to give a shout out to Shrugger. I always pronounce it wrong, dude. The Chronoverse guy. I think that's really cool. I mean, there's so much cool stuff coming, and
Does he have anything you can actually use yet at Chronoverse?
I think he's done some beta.
I don't mean to be rude. I haven't got on there and actually played nothing yet.
I haven't played it either. I've talked to Trisha about it once briefly in the past when the beta was going, and yeah, I do know that the game actually it was live. Like people were actually playing
awesome.
It with microtransactions or whatever the case is.
And that was that one game, right? What was the name of the game?
Crypto Fights, if I remember correctly, something like that. CryptoFights.io from Chronoverse, right? I hope I'm not butchering that.
That's a good idea. We could put a selection of games you can play while you are on a call with somebody, so you can basically be playing against your friend on Dimely, and then have money going back and forth.
That would sound dope. Like even if it's something to start off as basic as chess or something, or checkers or something like that, or whatever the case is, just a proof of concept. What I love. And I think what your biggest inspiration to the community is, and I know you're always asking what else can be done. I think there's a lot of things in the work right now, and people are taking your type of approach where they're not talking about it much. They're just gonna drop it and surprise the BSV community like you guys did today. I'm telling you, all of a sudden I'm looking through Twitch and everything is Dimely, and I'm like, dude, I've never heard of Dimely. Why is everybody talking about this right now? Sure enough. Big ups to you guys.
Well, that's what we want. So I don't know if you all caught the Relay CoinGeek presentation, but the whole kind of theme for Relay was that it's the wallets are supposed to work for the developers. It's not the developers that work for the wallets. So ideally, just like right now you scroll and there's like a couple hundred people already on Dimely, we want there to be hundreds of apps on the Relay homepage. Yes. So that you're bombarded with the amount of different cool things you can do the moment you open your app. So that's like the ideal situation.
So you guys love Unwriter, right? Like me, I love Unwriter.
I think everybody in the BSV community does, at least 90% of it, right?
A really good friend of mine in Hong Kong, a mentor of mine, is I think their biggest investor actually in that round they raised. So that's really cool. We're big fans of Unwriter. So like to Paul's point, we actually don't need to own the App Store. So we don't need apps to be built on Relay exclusively. We're glad if those same apps are playable on other apps, other wallets, right? So that's great. So I know he's made something really good. This gets a little technical, but if there's any developers online who's familiar with this, I think Unwriter's built something called Bitcom, right? So every app has like a Bitcom ID, BITCOM.
Okay.
And he's also built the avatar that you guys all uploaded onto the blockchain. So it's like a logo
right?
for your BitPig, right?
Yes.
I think it'd be cool if he extended like Bitcom. I pinged him about this, here and there in the past, but if you guys want to give him some pressure, it'd be very cool if you built something like a Bit Apps or something like this, where you don't actually submit your app to the RelayX App Store and wait for like Paul Martin to approve it or something. You actually just put your app link URL, you put your app description, you put your app like preview screenshots, you put your app like logo, tagline onto the chain. And then any wallet that wants to display those apps for its users can just pick it up from the chain. So developers just keep on posting kind of identifiers onto the chain and things like this. And then you can get like on-chain statistics, not just about BSV transactions, but about which app is viral. I don't know, maybe I'm talking out of my mind here, but I think there's a good way to have like an open on-chain app store. It would save us a lot of hassle from managing that. It would kind of break out of the mold of repeating the same Google Play Store, Apple iOS store. That'd be something cool. Whether Unwriter does it, I can think of him as a good candidate, or someone else does it, or maybe you have a better way of doing it. I think we're very open-minded to that.
To kind of tie the whole conversation together, the way that the kind of app stores right now work is the way that Airbnb works with those online experiences. So they're offering this like broker service and taking a fee and adding all of these extra steps like emails and calendars and all that sort of thing. That just makes it a pain for the user, and it makes it a pain for the service provider. In this case, like Relay doesn't want, like, ideally Bitcoin solves all of those issues, so the apps just natively display themselves using these protocols like Bitcom that Jack mentioned, so that there's no approval process, there's no submit these 10 different forms to get your app added and pay XYZ thing. It's just automatically fed to users so that they're always getting the latest and greatest, and there's no intermediaries or barriers in that process.
And Boost Pow would be good for that too. Boost Pow, that's already on chain, and you can do that to prioritize apps. A lot of cool things, I think.
For sure.
What I'm really
and that's a problem right now. People have is finding all these projects and these apps and things that people are building. You know, they're just everywhere. They need to be all consolidated.
Korea. He's the guy. I've known him for 6 years now. He's the one who makes that peer game list. You know. The peer game list of BSV apps that gets a lot of controversy right now because half the companies on the list don't exist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is solve that.
Can you fill us in on that a little bit?
What do you mean?
About all the thousands of projects being built on BSV, and half of them are fake.
Yeah, isn't that what my good boys, the numpties, were talking about the other day?
I think that's what pissed Calvin Air. You better watch out. He had Calvin Air pretty pissed off the other day.
I like the numpties. I talk to the numpties. I don't talk to Calvin Air, dude.
No, I'm talking to Jack. Oh. We know Jack and him probably got to do some business every once in a while.
I think there's like even two things on the list that are very generous to us that you can count it as an app, but really was it doing anything?
Like Satoshi Doodles. They were talking about Satoshi.
One is on there, right? Relay One is on that list. The Ron, like Relay on-chain network is on there. So it's like, if you really want to get into it, it's like, okay, we have Relay LTC, we have the widget, we have the app, we have some app store, we have a web wallet, we have,
I think those are all different things. So
it lists things very generously. So when I say like it doesn't exist, I just mean like they exist in a very kind of generous terms.
Pumping some numbers.
Yeah, and so it'd be helpful for everyone to kind of see a real ranking of apps or a real list so that people know which one to go to, right? You don't want to see a spreadsheet of 500 names and then just hope the best and try the best app. So.
Right, and if you're new to this, new to BSV, it'd be nice to get on there and right away see what the top 3 useful apps are instead of just having to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, so we'll see which wallet solves that, but obviously there's some great.
We know who you are.
Yeah, I mean,
we know who's putting in the work over here.
Yeah, you've never had put any doubt in my mind. I always knew Relay was the superior product.
We got Alex coming on pretty quick, apparently.
Yeah.
He says he's got some hot stuff in the oven.
Yeah, for spring. He's got.
Oh man, that's what I'm telling. I hate that talking shit. Jack brings it.
Yeah, I
He
love
don't
that.
talk. He's like, hey, here's something new. Boom, he just drops it on everybody.
I
That's
would,
what I'm talking about.
Dux,
That talking don't work for me.
I would like to hope that was supposed to
Yeah,
be pressure on
I
him.
mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they launch. I mean, I don't know what they're working on, but I'm sure they're working on something good. They have to.
I think they're
they've
working
raised
on
more
what you
money.
just did.
They've raised more money, I think, of any wallet. So they clearly have more resources than we do. So we're excited to see what they do.
I guess that doesn't really matter, does it?
It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters.
I think somebody told
Yeah.
me if you can't build a successful BSV business with under 20 grand, then you're doing something wrong. How do you feel
Is
about
that
that?
me?
I didn't want to put you out there. I mean, I wanted to give you praise, because that's all I do on this show is give Jack praise. So I just,
Except what he ain't on here.
No, you blew my mind today, buddy. Dropped a dime on my ass, buddy. Shit.
Yeah. Well, Paul, what apps are you looking forward to? What kind of cool stuff are you looking forward to being built?
You got anything, Paul?
I'm really excited about games. I think there's
Yeah.
a lot that can be done with games in a really simple framework where you can just instantly start playing, instantly be putting transactions on chain. No like player creation. I mean, I'm not a gamer, but there's a huge difference between the types of games you were talking about earlier that play on Unreal Engine, on PS4 or PS5 or Xbox, versus or even some like crazy built PCs, and what you have on iOS. So like what's on the top of the App Store, things like the Candy Crushes of the world. There could be a new one of those in Bitcoin every week. But right now we don't really have anything like that.
Shoot, right
I
now
would
they even
love for
have
there to be
Call of
so
Duty
many that.
mobile.
Me and Animal kind of
Yeah,
talked about building something like this.
So kind of like there's a retro Twetch. Imagine just like all those Atari 2600, like
Yes.
80s type games. Retro games with BSV would be really cool, and you could have a whole other section of the App Store or app feed that's just games related. So there's like utility ones and gaming ones. So you could just think of like infinite different ways where you're attracting different audience groups and showing what Bitcoin can do, because it can really do so much. But it's so easy for people's kind of vision of what Bitcoin is to get pigeonholed, and people to then in that pigeonhole put blinders on. That you really got to bombard them all at once. If not, the kind of tunnel vision sets in. So I think games are a really cool way to make that happen. And I really love what Jack was saying earlier about like games native inside like Dimely. Like you've never used Bitcoin before. You start playing a game with someone who has negative pricing turned on. You start playing that game. You earn money because you won the game somehow, and you earn like a little extra. And now you can go and play against other people, and then it becomes a tournament, and then it's more proof of work as like how good are you at this game. So you can really see a lot of different ways that this unfolds.
There could be like a challenger thing,
where
you got to pay to challenge somebody, but if you win, you end up winning a prize and stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be nice.
I'm digging that. And you guys are a small team, is that correct?
Yeah, quite small. I think I talked to maybe 3 or 4 people, including Paul, on a daily basis. But yeah.
And you guys are.
We get some help. We get some help. The people who know who they are, who help us out with tips, with certain things. I'll give you a little story. When Dimely first started, I want to make sure people were able to pick up the call, right? And so I wanted to make sure it was connected to people's phone lines. So the original version, this is maybe 6 weeks back of Dimely, was users had to actually like add their phone number, and then they would get a ring on their actual phone number. And then a really good developer, and I won't put his name out there, but he's a really excellent developer, a good friend of mine. He was like, that doesn't really work because you have to get different country permissions. So when you launch Dimely, all these people from countries that you don't support will kind of like want to join, but they can't receive a call, and it's international calling rates. So you should use WebRTC, real-time communications, I think. Hope I'm not embarrassing myself. Hope that's what it stands for. And you can just connect directly on the online. And so then we did a pivot, and then we did that. So taking you guys behind the scenes, like of how these apps are made. It's great if you already know everything you're doing, but if not, I think there's great people, great resources that you can reach out to. Obviously, we're really fortunate because a lot of us at the Relay team were able to kind of attend Cambrian and get help in person from these really wonderful devs. But now these resources are now on Dimely. So if you got a question on an app you're building, you can call someone. So it'd be really helpful even that, at some point, guys like Josh Hensley or Dean or whatever engineers, Ivan at Handcash, these excellent engineers, they just put on their Dimely profile that, hey, these are languages I specialize in, whether it's Java or it's like, Node or JavaScript, whatever. And kind of what's the value proposition? So, spell it out for the person calling you, like, hey, just ping me or send me a message over here and call me if you need help and things like that. So that will, I think, help a lot of developers build apps faster. Yeah. It
also works on a lot of different levels. So you can save, days or weeks of your time by asking a question to an expert. Like getting quick things solved quickly, and then you can also kind of envision, totally in-depth consultation where they start dissecting things and are using, the camera function so that you can show them what you're working on, and get more detailed feedback. So Dimely works in both of those scenarios, whether it's just a quick question to like troubleshoot an issue that you're facing, and ask a question to an expert, or like deep in-depth like problem solving and almost like hiring an outside consultant, but getting the best Bitcoin experts in the world to help you live instantly on Dimely.
Yeah, I mean, right now on Dimely, this is, again, we got to do a better job of filtering this, but there's three, not just developers, it's designers, right? So Billy, who designed Twetch, a lot of people think, wow, even myself included, like Billy must be this like super difficult to talk to because he's such a creative guy. He's got a meme, and so I don't want to reach out and have him, help us design anything because it's like I'm sure he's busy building Twetch into a $1 billion company, which he is, right? But he's available on Dimely at I think like 2 cents. I checked. Maybe he'll jack it up later, but you can reach out to him. We have other designs on there. I think Jai from BitPing is on there, and so he's a great designer. We've worked with Jai before also. So you can reach out to them and do that.
Very cool.
Yeah, I
Very
think you're gonna see a lot of people from the community, whether they're big, whether they're small. I think you're gonna see them go on there, and you're gonna see how different people hustle, how they figure out their valuation, and this really kind of gives you a valuation for your time. I'm really, I'm speechless. I think it's really dope. I've been trashing you on the show for like the last 2 weeks, and then you just shut me up.
So basically, people could set it to 0 though, and just use it for a video call service, right?
Yep.
Yeah, although it does cost us a little bit of money in the background. So if we see a lot of that behavior, and again, we're sweating before we put a business model in this thing. But there's different ways to go. Maybe we'll, like Zoom gives you 40 minutes for free, right? We might do something where like, you can just. This is nothing great about Bitcoin is you don't have to pay for
a premium account.
You just pay for a few more minutes. You can pay like 0.4 cents or something for 3 more minutes, or something like that. And just we might monetize that way. Who knows?
So you're not going with the Karl Marx economics of zero profit, right?
No, we want to make profit for sure.
I think that's.
But people want to put Dimely inside Baymail, want to put Dimely inside Twetch, put Dimely inside. I'm thinking it could be on UnitedAirlines.com. You got to change your flight, and there's a Dimely line that if you pay, you get to get customer service right away. So this could be a great customer service tool for enterprise. So we'll have to come up with a revenue sharing scheme also, so that people who embed Dimely and whatever get to make money. So a lot of ways
I
this
love
can go.
that.
You know?
If I had like a little Dimely symbol on my Twetch,
Yeah.
boop, hit that, and you could call anyone right there on Twitch. You'd be like the messenger of Facebook. It'd be nice.
I mean, it could work the other way. You could also have a Twetch symbol on your Dimely and just look at Twetch from there. We'll see.
So do you plan on making individual profiles then on the Dimely?
There is already individual profiles, but we
Is there a
want
page where you have a
extend on
page?
that.
I guess I didn't notice that yet.
Jack, that was a fine reminder of the capitalist nature of Bitcoin.
All hail Adam Smith.
I don't know if I'll go that far, but it's not too bad in some respects.
You did it. You really left us speechless and impressed with this product. Paul, how
I'm ready to
has
see where
the
it goes.
experience been for you with the development of this? And I know you said you aren't a gamer, but you're thinking games. Have you ever done any type of little game developments? Have you done any little, Pong games or something of that nature in the past, just when you were bored?
Yeah, I've played Pong in the past, but have not done too much gaming since high school. So yeah, I just think that's I think that's where there's going to be a lot of user growth, because Bitcoin is great for giving a lot of those wow first time experiences. But I think that needs to break out of just your first time experience being a wallet that sends really fast or that pays a merchant really quickly, and something that wows you with value. And that can be something like a phone call, like we did earlier today, but could also be a game.
And have you ever built a game? Do you have any type of have you ever built your own little game when you got bored or something of that nature?
Oh, I'm not a developer, so I am not able to do that.
You designer?
No, I'm not a designer. I work on growth.
Obviously, you guys are talking to the wrong people, okay? So you should not have either of us on anymore.
Oh, we love having you on, Jack. You bring our numbers up.
Also an honest signal.
Not Jack.
All credit is due to the real masters that are behind the scenes.
Well,
That's right.
They're doing big things. Little team, big things. And again, as you mentioned before, Jack, you're like you said, you aren't the biggest funded wallet or whatever the case is. I don't know what the funding is. That's not my business. I'm not going to ask that. But you guys are doing pretty well with what you have. That will happen?
Least funded wallet.
Least funded wallet doing the most things. So
man, I've been using that widget. We put it on our site. I've even been using it.
Yeah,
Get me some BSV.
I kind of stole
Yeah,
your.
there's a lot of things to improve. I have to say, there's a lot of things to improve. I've been doing a lot.
Bring it.
Everyone's been doing a lot of hours at the company, so.
Yeah, I
hope it'll be worth
the
it.
source code
It'll be
from
worth
your
it.
webpage and put it on ours with the widget and kind of changed the text around. Instead of buy BSV, I think I put exchange shitcoins or something like that. So
you did. Yeah.
yeah. I'm trying to learn HTML. So the last week I've been learning HTML because I want to learn JavaScript. I know I've said this thing like 10,000 times, whatever the case is. So I've been learning HTML. I took my little quiz today, right? And on my first try, I got 85% without looking at my notes. I was feeling pretty good about that. But can you guys maybe put because when I was figuring it out, and at first it looked like complete crap, but I finally figured out how to put it on there. Is there like a time frame that it takes for a referral fee? Can you explain the widget a little bit to us? On how it works? Are you able to give a little bit more detail for anybody that puts it on their own webpage, which I recommend anybody that has one do it?
Yeah, so the widget, it's a way for you to plug in essentially a easy way to buy some Bitcoin in. So, we could add this to Dimely. So when you're making a call, instead of showing up as low funds and go to some exchange and top up your wallet, it'll just show up as, what do you want to pay with to add funds to your Dimely, which is actually adding a fund to your relay, but it can work really seamlessly. And then in that exchange, there's like maybe we're taking 2% of the fees. We're offering publicly 30% of that. And it's been difficult to think about it because like we have some base costs too, right? So it cannot be 30% of the entire spread. It has to be more like 30% of our ultimate net take. So there's a way to think about how to make that transparent. And that would be given to, I guess, Dimely if that was a different company, or a better example was Twetch, and I think Baymil was added too, or InTheBox, Twetchcast. And so as people, as for you guys adding this plugin, to our site, if anyone does top up from your site, their wallet, then you get a commission.
Is that an instant payout? Is it paid out incrementally for anybody that's thinking about putting it on their webpage? Anything of that?
Yeah. So we for full disclosure, have not made a single payout yet. But we have allowed you to add your pay mail so we can track it, right? And it's just one of those things where it costs us a certain amount of man hours or time to code that, right? And so in the meantime, when the volume is very low, we want to spend time making the widget better to make it easier for the user so that there will be more traffic. If you ping me and say, hey, look, your 30% is not paying out right now, I'd rather just give you $5 and just because that's probably going to pay for enough referral fees for a couple months from now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then get on with it. So that's why there's no payouts right now, but we're tracking it for sure.
Correct. Regardless, I think it's great to put it on there because anywhere that you can put something where people could change their coins for BSV, I guess is great for our community. And great.
Yeah, because there's all kinds of other things, right? Like they paid the Ethereum kind of by BSV, but then the Ethereum got caught up or the transaction didn't really go through. We have to actually refund the user, so then we actually didn't make any money. And then so if we do instant payouts, are you refunding us our referral fee? So all these things that we have to think about, and we like to come up with a referral system, whether it's using Tonic Power or using our own. That actually can work across all of our products, right? Whether it's Flow, Relay, Dimely, Widget, whatever it is. So this is kind of how we think about doing that. But you're right.
One thing I love is how you guys have proven that you want to help people earn. And I think right now, for anybody that's trying to earn BSV, the best way is probably Dimely. How many users have you guys gotten within your first 24 hours? I think it's over 200, or are you guys close to 200 already in the first day?
Yeah.
We're at 195 of this moment.
195, right?
Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, this isn't 195 site visitors. This is 195 people who have actually gone through the pretty painful process of, I guess, signing in with Relay.
You'll have the whole Twetch community there. Everyone will be there signing up. I got a couple comments here. Jack, I love the ringtone for Dimely. Perfect. Says Spawn Dive. Everyone likes the ringtone. And someone said a screen share on there would be big.
Yeah, so, I think that's a great idea. I think screen share would be great. I think if you're walking around in the park, being able to switch the camera to the back camera would be really cool too.
There's a bunch of stuff you're going to see in the future. This was more like a proof of concept. Let's show these people what we're made of, right? I mean, there's obviously, this is bare bones right now, right?
Yeah, we're hiring too. So we wanted to show, instead of debating about, hey, do you think this is a good idea? Do you want to work on it? And how much time would it take to do it? Why not just take your team as it is, build something, and then use that as a jumping off conversation to kind of invite more people to join the team. And that's, we're very open to people who want to help us market Dimely, design Dimely, code Dimely, and that. Because you'll never get Bitcoin's so full feature that you'll never finish building it if you want to keep building it and never launching it.
That sounds great.
Nice.
I mean, shoot, we could sell you airtime. We'll make you a commercial. We'll play it on here. We'll give you a good rate, man. I mean, marketing, that's right up our alley. We're starting to grow a little bit of an audience. I think we grew finally to 6 right now since we got Paul in here. So it's Hunter,
Oh yeah.
Gage, Paul, Jack, myself, and Dookie. Shoot, we got a whole 7 viewers that we can market your product to. How much is that worth to you? We do take frog.vision, by the way.
Slash pay.
Even though the name sucks, they should take vision out of the name, and that's another thing I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you on so much stuff today. It's probably because he is here, right, Dux?
Yes. Most definitely.
Sorry?
Well,
I said how much.
Andres is talking crap.
How much is our Yeah, I'm going on one of my rambling things. How much is our marketing worth to you? Do you want to talk about that live, or do you want to talk about it when we shut down?
Did we lose Andreas? I can't hear him.
Paul, how have you been enjoying your experience today, making a bunch of calls? The second I made the account, the first call I got, I'm trying to change my profile pic because I didn't have it set up for relay on BitPic, and I'm getting that call. You've been pretty excited about this as well. How much time would you say? How many calls would you say you've made today?
I can tell you I made. I don't have the specific number, but I had at least 38, but almost double that. So like I would say 50 is a good rough estimate of how many calls I made, because I was keeping track, but some of them I made 2 calls because the person didn't answer. I started out, my first job was in tech sales, making 20, 30 calls a day, and this put one of those like crazy grinding days to shame. But it was really fun because we got a lot of great feedback, and the call quality was great. So just very happy with the way the first day went. Hopefully, like the users will start calling each other, and we'll see a little economy building, and we'll see kind of how the product develops on its own.
I must admit the quality is amazing as far as connectivity. Maybe because I guess if a million people jumped on the server tomorrow, there'd probably be some issues. But right now, if you're having problems with Zoom, if you're having problems with Discord, you should definitely be using Dimely. Especially right now, where you could go free to free for a little bit until they start charging. I would.
They like cut you off.
Yeah, if you're not on Dimely yet, dude, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're definitely doing it wrong.
Props to you guys. This one blew me away.
Yeah.
One of my more favorite projects on BSV right now, I'd say. I'll put you up there with Twetch.
What's that?
Do you guys have a dime link that you could drop in the box chat box?
Oh, you got it. Dookie, can you handle that? Because if I do it, I think I'm going to screw this whole thing up. I'm so afraid of touching OBS in certain aspects after I screwed up TK Coleman's segment.
Oh, man.
I felt so bad about
What are some things that you want? What are some things that you want to do with, like, put yourself in my shoes or our shoes. If you were like a team member of Dimely or a founder of Dimely, what would you do?
As a user, what I would want is I would want to be able to do exactly what I'm doing here. I want to be able to have multi-calls, like group calls, so I could pull it into my OBS studio, and then possibly, like you said, have multiple people come in with a paywall, whatever the case is, and just make it friendly so I could, instead of Dookie, Gage, Hunter, and myself all the time on YouTube for free, if our hardcore users want to pay $1 for an hour session or whatever, set it at whatever the case is, and do like an exclusive thing, I think that would be good. I would like you to take content creators in mind and make it something to where they could have an audience that could respond, things of that nature. I want you to kill YouTube with this thing. That's what I want you to do, because there's been so many platforms that have tried it, and I could see this beyond a video conferencing thing. I could, this is really big, and if it's a BSV app with the paywall, I understand the streaming doesn't go directly on chain, but I think it would be a big first step for the BSV community to have another streaming service aside from Streamanity or something of that nature. Which I like Streamanity, but I like your concept with this whole thing.
So how about just a record feature?
I like that.
So you could save your calls.
What about like a calculator that allows you as the user to see if you're willing to pay somebody to call them for their time, what the Satoshis per byte would equal in terms of the paywall for how much time you would get?
Sweet, like a valuation type tool.
Yeah, something like that. We're above my pay grade with the mathematics here, so.
These are all good suggestions. I wish we had put our kind of task list on chain so we can prove to you that we had the similar ideas. But these are really good ideas. Let me address a couple of them. I think, as soon as we launched it, we were trying to make it very simple. So just using Bitcoin for payments. But people were commenting, we had brought this app, we kept it very secretive. But we showed two users, two of my really favorite people in Bitcoin. One was, hope I'm not botching his name, Vagar Wigby.
Wigby, yeah.
Yeah, he obviously always on Twitter says, "Hey, call me. I'll help you refresh your landing page optimization, web conversions. I can help your business. I'm willing to give you 2 or 3 hours for free, etc." I thought he's a great first user for Dimely, so we showed to him. This is about a week ago, maybe 4 days ago. Then the other user I really think, if it doesn't work for her, it's not going to work for anyone, which is River. And so, how does she, do her technical analysis, shows, charting? Does this work for her? What does she want to do? So this is the thing that River tweeted about 3 days ago. She said she has seen the feature or something. But that was Dimely. And the feedback they had was really good. So one thing that River said to me was, "Hey, this could be like a proof of a phone call." You know how her uncle Satoshi says you can show on chain that you had called somebody. So this is good. This is like, instead of swiping to put a file on chain or whatever, like intentionally, just by making this call, there's a record on chain that it's probably it's encrypted record, so no one knows who called you really, unless you want to show it. But you can see that a call took place, and it was for this many minutes. So that's a good thing about this. And while we won't stream the call right now on chain, I think another good use case that could happen is maybe if you were to record it, you also get to attach onto the chain a link automatically. So then there's a list of all the public calls that happen on chain, and people can just like filter that and look at the
cool.
feasible route.
Dude.
What if you extrapolated that to like providing music?
In what sense?
And backgrounds.
Like if you instead of a phone call, you could use it as a paywall for people to like call up and listen to music or something like that. Maybe that's a poor way.
Yeah, I think Airbnb online experiences have like some like live bands kind of thing, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
People do. So how you hire someone to come, perform at your daughter's Sweet 16 or something like that.
Right.
There's people that will come in and do live performance of, Spanish guitar or concert piano. You can do that exact same thing, just via live stream. So they're doing that on online experience. It can work just as well on Dimely.
Dude.
Or if you had like a lower quality or like a sample of like a song piece, say, and then like there's a larger paywall or something to get the higher quality or the full album or something.
Yep. These are all really good ideas. What are you gonna say, Andreas?
Dude,
we got a couple in the chat going on too.
Yeah, go ahead, Dux. Let me remember, because this has just blown my mind that it's like.
All right, first Josh Hensley. I don't even understand what this means. I can't comprehend it. But option to broadcast a Twetch with /pay once the call is over. I don't quite get it. Do you get that?
Paul got it immediately.
Yeah,
I know. He looked like he got it.
What he's saying is instead of having to have a complex system for recording whether a call occurred on chain or not, If there's a connection with Twetch, instead of like having a Twitter share button, like share that this call occurred, you can /pay and post the fact that your call occurred on Dimely to Twetch, and that puts it on chain. So it's kind of a hacky way of getting your proof that the call occurred on chain from Dimely using Twetch. I think that's what he meant.
But are you having to pay twice for that though?
Yeah, that would be like another cost to
a 2 cent
to pay
probably or plus fee,
something like that.
Swan Dive is asking, how does privacy differ from other platforms?
Oh, it's end-to-end encrypted, so I think in that sense, it's good.
Yeah. We know Zoom's been having problems with their.
I'm happy to bring in like a well-known developer in the community to come into our system and kind of third-party verify that, do a report for that, like an audit of that, if people want to see that. I'm pretty confident that our thing is very, very encrypted, but happy to get someone like a Josh Hensley to come in and maybe he'll find some flaws and improve that. So
there you go.
Good, that's important.
You hear that, Josh? He said, but automatically. He was talking about the /pay to Twetch thing being automatically once the call completes.
Quick question. How about for developers? Any, like, again, I'm not a developer, but for the developers watching, like Josh Hensley.
Sorry. One second. I like what Josh is doing. So I think there's two ways he's saying that. I'm going to guess at what he's thinking. So one is like, this is how it would help Dimely go viral, right? Which is like, after you finish a Dimely call, if you have an auto way to kind of link your Twitch account or post to Twitch, it helps people know that you did a call, or it helps refer Dimely so people, more people join Dimely. And so
kind of
it's
like
sharing on Twitter. It's like sharing a link on Twitter, I think. That's one thing. The other way you might be thinking about that is you had a great call, you want to like give a tip. So maybe, don't know. I think there's a couple ways he's talking about it, but we can definitely do that. But go ahead.
Yeah, a tip button would be nice too. Say once you got off and you're like, man, that was worth more than the 50 cents I paid him. I'm gonna throw him another $5 here. Yeah,
the interface looks very generic doing the call, but I actually think that is the actual interface of Dimely. Because if you imagine Dimely becomes a widget or something in different applications, there's not a lot of room for UI UX before the call. So during the call is actually the screen. So even though it looks very generic right now, we did not take an off-the-shelf UI. That is something we coded. So we do have the flexibility to do all kinds of fun things, which is like when the time goes to 0, you can have an animation come up in the screen. You can do all kinds of stuff like tipping, like pressing buttons to upvote, downvote, whatever. You could do different debate shows. There's a lot of things we can do. Maybe we need to open it up to other developers to build on top, but we'll see. There's a lot of things we want to do.
I think you need to add like them snap filters to it, and so everybody has like puppy dog ears and shit.
Jesus.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh,
that
shit.
would get mass adoption. That if there was a Zoom that had a Snapchat like filter, oh boy, it's game over.
You could get Frogman.
It's fucking game over, dude.
Yeah,
I think
I see that look on you.
Actually did add a filter, right? They add like a softening of your face filter or something.
Yeah, I think I read something like that.
Dude.
Yeah, because like I
don't
guess
do that. Puppy dog ears,
right? And then some ladies and maybe even men feel a little self-conscious, so they need one of these filters to kind of be good to go at all times of the day, right?
Yeah, dude.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Yeah.
Puppy dog ears. Puppy dog ears. Mass adoption.
If you had to pick
those
one,
two go together, I'm telling you.
I agree. What about the kitty ones? Isn't the kitten ones popular too? Everybody loves cats. I don't know why.
The TikTok. Maybe you need to get a TikTok kind of thing going on over there too.
Snap diddly.
So people can dance to music. Huh? Is it? Now Jack's thinking,
How long before multi-user calls?
Yeah, that'd be nice. So you could talk to like a whole group of people and get paid for the whole group at once. Why be on calls all day long when you can do it at once like a conference call and get paid.
You could call that group cocky.
Group cocky.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry. It's a great idea.
He's sorry. Mm.
So how long before
I think
you
your
can get
options,
group chat?
lots of options, Jack.
Quarters, right? Quarters, maybe. I don't know. Like 25 cents. I don't know. Like having a gathering in a quarter. Who knows? But how long? Look, I don't want to give timelines, and I also don't want to give specific.
Yeah.
Cool figures.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Sweet, you wait till we.
I think everybody likes what you guys are doing.
We stop the stream for that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You'll ask us for ideas, but you won't give us yours.
Because he's smart.
I'm just teasing.
I'm glad you were on because I wouldn't have realized that. You're right. If you want my ideas, Jack, you're gonna have to call me at well, it's free now.
Oh.
It's free now.
Or Bay mail me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think recording, a live stream also concurrently on YouTube is a good feature. I think these are all very good features to kind of bring your audience. Group call is a great feature. Having maybe 2 links, this credit to River on this idea. I do give credit. And she said she had already some subscribers on Discord that she charges per month for her trading ideas, right?
Correct, yeah.
So she doesn't want to charge them even more to just join Dimely. So we might create there could be 2 free links. There's 2 links. 1 link for the call to join free. Ooh. Another link to join and have a paywall. So maybe she'll give the free one to some of her subscribers. Sweet. A lot of good ideas. We want to get this right.
Yeah, well, you guys are off to a great start. I mean, the proof of concept, the connectivity, the paywall, the being able to pay somebody if you're bored and you need somebody to talk to. I don't know, whatever the case.
I mean, it's something to get away from stuff like Slack, which is just essentially like casual corporate espionage, because people can just if it's not encrypted properly, people can just go in there and just fucking rob people of ideas that are just in conversation and passing. Maybe that sounds paranoid, but I'm just saying, like, people are paying attention all the time and data is valuable.
I don't think you could ever be too paranoid with your valuables, right? I mean,
RIP Keybase.
Lots of good stuff. I know you guys got a lot of projects going on, but I think this is one you guys need to key in on. I think this is big.
I like.
You said that about the last one.
Well, you
about which one?
About one.
This is nice though.
Which one? One.
I think you guys were excited about trade mail too, which we are still very excited about also.
I love trade mail. But I like exchanging shit coins into BSV better.
Man, I put a lot of money through that already. I'm telling you, I've been using it.
Hey, Jack, this is maybe a silly question, but if you don't mind me asking, do you do developments for Twetch? Like, do you work on their platform as well, or do you work with them at all?
We don't directly code or design Twetch, no.
Okay, I was just curious about the interaction there. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah, we're very to I think we both get Bitcoin and we're very aligned. We're good friends with all their team, Billy and Josh and Aaron and everyone.
I'd say you help each other out a lot still, don't you?
Yeah,
and
I think we're trying to set a good example, I think, for how the whole ecosystem should really work together.
Right.
Because I actually didn't tell them even about Dimely. So when we launched, they could have easily very much responded in a different way, but they were very supportive and thinking about how to partner, how to integrate.
Right away, like, hey man, we need this.
So
yeah, I think somebody by I don't remember the username, but it's Sarif, I think it's how it's pronounced, SARIF. He was like one of the first ones, like when Dimely extension on Twitch. So yeah, you blew up right away. It was extremely receptive right off the bat, and everybody's just been messing around with it. Like I'm telling you, everybody's trying to figure out their hustle. How are they going to hustle on it? Because again, in my opinion, and I think everybody sees it, it's the best way to earn. You don't need a penny. You don't need to share a link. All you got to do is sit there and hope you get a
Right.
call. You know? And if you have good enough,
There ain't many things that you can just start with nothing in BSV and grow. And this is something that, even if you don't even have a penny, right? You could probably start with this and start building.
And
Who do
so
you think is gonna make the most money? Sorry, go ahead, Paul.
River.
oh, go ahead.
Like, what are some people that you think are going to end up types of people that are end up monetizing themselves very well, their talents or their whatever on Dimely?
Developers.
Developer.
Even River, she makes quite a bit, I believe, in like Discord groups and stuff like that. This could be something she could definitely use.
education.
Maybe she should have a tagline of how you should
InTheBox
trade
is going to be number one. Though.
2 hours of BSB price. How you should trade, and then someone dials for the hot tip. Who knows?
Yeah,
Online psychics. I mean, it just be.
We
they'll
have
just move
some
I
of
think
them.
that's already on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
Already on Dimely.
That might be Trisha.
Pranawana, is that who it is?
Pranawana as well. Yeah.
Trisha. Or Trisha. I don't know.
I think you've already
So
seen
kind of
them.
getting
Go ahead, Paul.
yeah, like getting back to the like the way that the companies in BSV or Bitcoin kind of interface with each other. So Bitcoin can kind of be this way of shifting your understanding of what companies are and how they interact with each other, or how they in the current world and how they could and should interact in a Bitcoin world. And you hear all these people like the Peter Thiels of the world talking about how competition is bad and you should only strive to have a monopoly and so on and so forth. But in the Bitcoin world, if you hold Bitcoin, then your value as a contributing member of society is to do the best thing that you could possibly do with your natural talents and your skills that you've trained over time. So it's like a mix of talent and skill and effort, whoever you are, and contributing as much as you can to Bitcoin, as natively to Bitcoin as possible, to raise the value of Bitcoin for everyone. Value in terms of like how valuable Bitcoin is, in terms of dollars or whatever you're pegging it against, but also valuable to people's lives, like how much utility is Bitcoin delivering. And if you focus on that, then what ends up happening between the companies that you make is a lot of co-opetition. So you hear people like Craig bring that up, where the companies are competing with each other, but can also give each other a high five, because if they're both excelling and pushing each other to the absolute limit, the end result is a better world for everyone, more wealth, true wealth, and you value for everyone, and just everyone wins. So it's this like, it's not a zero sum, like I gotta crush you and take you to the ground sort of thing. You can have that mentality day to day, but the greater goal is that you shake hands and everybody wins. So it's much more like what you see when like the NBA is in the All-Star game or something like that, where you see these different players that are on different teams. They give each other a high five because they know that any day they can get traded. They didn't, especially until recent times, the players didn't really have much agency. They get traded around left and right by the teams, and the end result is you just want to play the game to the best of your ability. So now that sort of mentality can get driven to helping everyone.
Yeah, when people talk to me about what I'm doing with Bitcoin, I essentially say that I'm transacting in human interaction. It's not even about anything that has to do with money. Because I'm not a developer, I'm just a creative. So, like, that's kind of the avenue that I come in on this stuff. And it's just fascinating to listen to you technically adept characters speak.
I think
What is money? It's not information.
It's money without information is essentially like fiat currency, right? It's a dollar, right? Like it's just a note, right?
That's still a type of information. It's just not very rich.
Okay.
So what Bitcoin does is it just makes that information transfer really rich, and part of what information transfer is money, but it can be a lot more than that.
I could see, one of the things that's really interesting. I'm thinking about just in our own business, right? Like, I am not the funniest guy. I am not like the most creative in terms of managing like an official Dimely Twitter or official Dimely Twitch. I think that's a skill. I mean, that's obviously Twitch guys have done a really good job. InTheBox have done a really good job promoting themselves. So at the same time, I don't really know if we can afford to hire someone full time, right? So I could see a world where some guy or some girl is on Dimely and says, I currently manage the official Twitter accounts for these following 7 products. And so you obviously can go to those products and see, wow, this person's really good at being a social media manager, right? And then what happens is you can maybe call him or her to kind of set up a relationship. And then the deal is, every time I have a new product launch I want you to tweet about or whatever, I'll call you and I'll basically pay you your permanent rate. And she doesn't make the money just because she's on the phone with you. She makes the money because she's also going to tweet about it after you call her. And that's why it might be worth $3 for you to call them. Obviously, if you call them and then they don't tweet about it, you're just never going to call them again. So there's things you can do as an extension, a little small extension of that call. So now it's almost like it's not just a personal assistant or like a maid to kind of help you book your calendars. You could really build really high density kind of work relationships with a developer, with a designer, with like a person who's really good at tweeting, has all those tools. Like I see a lot of memers already on Dimely. There's like Salty on there. There is OrgDev. So I guess it shifts from your profile just saying I make memes to kind of in your profile saying, what do you actually get for, I guess, calling them? And that's how you can make this into your Amazon, your storefront for your brain, basically. Or your body.
All the e-thoughts. You heard it here first.
Pretty
Check out
in-depth.
Dimely where you can make money right off the bat. No investment, but just the best wallet in the world for BSV, RelayX.io. Go download it right now if you haven't yet.
I cannot wait to hear your next episode with Alex where you show yourself as Handcash, the best Bitcoin wallet in BSV. That's what you're gonna say. I already know it.
No, I'm sorry. I will actually I will stay true to you. You came out like a boss. Based Lou came in, didn't say a word. It's like the guy that walks into the saloon, doesn't say a damn thing, and the bartender just hands him a whiskey. Then the guy makes a smart remark, and he just pulls out his revolver and shoots him dead, drinks his whiskey, and leaves, never to be seen again until the next time. So I guess you're that guy that just walked into the saloon, right? Didn't say nothing, just dropped a dime on his ass, right?
The less sexy version of that story is, like I just said, I'm not very good at managing these official accounts.
But I do promise you, unless Alex drops Handcash Connect tomorrow, which is coming out in spring, maybe. Go on RelayX.
Isn't it summer?
That what happened? He said
what are spring? What spring months?
We don't have spring in Miami. We have rain.
I thought it was
season
Easter
and dry season.
Past.
Summer starts
should be-
June 1
it should be-
or July 1?
I think it's June because it's March, April, May. The seasons are each 3 months or so.
Yeah, right. So it's gotta be dropping in the next 2 weeks, right?
Sweet, I'm looking forward to that.
That sounds like an app that we need.
You better step your game up again. Uh-oh.
Jack giving us lessons on the seasons along with Paul. So Handcash Connect should be dropping in 2 weeks for the spring. But
Farm back on Bitcoin.
But right now you can get the new update for RelayX. You guys are already live because I sideloaded the app on Android directly from the webpage, which I thought is cool as hell. That you guys have it there available before you have to go through all the freaking red tape to get it on the Play Store. Are you guys going to continue doing that for future updates as well, throwing the APK up there for people to sideload it on their own on Android?
Yep.
Oh yeah, so that link never got dropped in the box here. I have like a really base question here, especially this far into the interview. Are you on, like, can I look you up on the Apple Store, or is it just on the web right now?
It's on test flight in Apple. It's been that way for a year. I don't want to give any timing on when that will change, but it's on test flight.
Gotcha. I was just in the wrong app. Thank you for that.
Now with Dimely, how much harder do you think that's going to be if, let's say you had the app today, right? Done, for example, because this is something that is always, that's why I love your idea of putting the apps directly without going through any red tape of Apple, without going through any red tape of the Play Store. What if you had the app ready for Dimely today, how hard do you think it would be for you to get that into the App Store, or would it be a breeze? Do you think it's something that people would push not to have on there, or make it a mission for you?
I think Dimely in many ways is easier than obviously a float SBX trading app or even a cryptocurrency wallet, because it's just a video calling app. So I think that's not too difficult.
This is something that I always ask everybody, because I'm a conspiracy theorist and I guess I always look at things in those ways or whatever. Do you think that BSV is shadow banned or censored in any way?
Well, I've tweeted and Twetch about this, and I told every single person in the team, and Paul can speak to this, before we even started. Because we started very, is the word auspiciously, ostensibly, or?
Shoot, you're asking the wrong dude. You speak better English than I do.
Hey, it sounds like a smart word.
Relay started at a time very auspiciously. I might need to call an English teacher on Diamond.
Oh.
No, that's correct. That's correct.
At a time when that happened, when the Binance delisting happened, right?
Right.
And people were like, dude, are you still going to do this? Is BSV still happening? People were not very aware, right? We think of Binance as like a thought leader, right? They asked, are you guys still doing this? And I told everyone in BSV should be prepared. Not that it will happen, but should be completely prepared for Apple to completely ban every single app that has anything to do with BSV and still have a plan to succeed for Bitcoin.
That's exactly what I meant. Since Dimely is a BSV related video chat app, even though it's not storing the video call on the app, just because it uses BSV, do you think it would be harder to get into the Play Store than a regular video conferencing app that didn't have any involvement with BSV? Do you think the red tape will be higher just because it uses BSV, for example?
We'll see, but I don't know. But my point is, even if they wiped out everything, I think
you're still fine.
There's got to be entrepreneurs who have a plan for that scenario, right, Paul?
Right.
Paul, are you an entrepreneur with that plan?
I am not the entrepreneur with that plan. I would love to contribute to it though, because the reality is it's going to be a huge mountain of effort that is going to require like cooperation, like the kind I was talking about earlier, but to a level that blows away the current status. So if this is all we've got, if this is all the community has, well, we should pack it up now. But I still have hope, and I have tremendous, it's growing actually, hope that it's going to get figured out and that value is going to grow. We have all the tools.
Hello? I think we might have lost somebody. Give me one moment. Let me fix the screen. We've been going at this for a pretty minute.
Yeah, let's get off.
Yeah, no, I figured. I know I've been keeping you here for a long time.
It's
I don't want to
bedtime.
tell people how much I paid you. Dux, how much did we throw in for this? Have we paid him yet or no? Because if we didn't, dude, just save your money.
That was your job to pay him.
Okay, good. So we haven't paid him.
You can call us on Dimely.
Well,
Yeah. Paul, do you have any final thoughts for us?
Try out Dimely, try out the new Relay X, and let us know your thoughts on the UX. Give us a call on Dimely at any time. We'll be online as much as we possibly can, just with different prices depending on how busy we are. And thank you so much for the time.
I freaking love that. Where can they find you? What's your user number? Your username on Dimely, and where else? Anywhere else you want to chill out for yourself?
My username on Twitter and on Dimely. So my Paymail is PJM says. On Twitter it has an underscore, and on Paymail and all the Relay sort of suite, it's there's no underscore. So just PJMSAYS.
Cool. It was a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for being my first Dimely call today. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out. I hope you had a good experience.
I did 100%, especially the connectivity, which was probably what I was impressed with the most. Is the connectivity, no latency issues, nothing of that nature. It was amazing. Jack, what about yourself? Any final thoughts? Any base statements? You know you got to give us something base. Need a highlight.
Let's make the rest of 2020 count. Take advantage of this time period when I think stay safe, everyone stay productive, stay healthy, and best wishes to everyone. And honestly, the best part of Dimely so far was it's the only product we launched where we get to talk to our users, see our users, catch up with old friends. So it was a great excuse to just get on a call with a lot of people. So thanks a lot to everyone that we had a chance to speak with, and we'll try to make it better and better. So take care.
Perfect product for the times.
Freaking, I think who was it that said it? Salty, right? Said that Dimely came timely or something like that. I don't want to butcher it. What about you, Dukes? You got any final thoughts? Any final questions for Paul and Jack here?
Man, thank you for coming on the show. Enjoyed it. PJM, come back again. We know Jack. We can't keep him away, but
I'm only allowed to be on
for having us.
product launches apparently, so we'll keep it to that.
Well, keep him coming then. Keep him coming then, man.
That's fine. That's when you get us the most views, bro. It's when you're hot and fresh. Right? You're like a bun out the
Yeah, and that's all back to Alex. We're big fans of Handcash and what they're doing, so everyone keep it up.
Yeah. You're gonna get me in. You're gonna get us in so much trouble here.
Oh man. This is gonna be good.
Dookie, this was freaking awesome, dude. And
good episode. Thanks for coming. That was awesome.
Yeah, 100%. And thank you on such short notice, everybody. We just shouted out to them today. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you so much, Jack. You guys are amazing. I love the surprise factor. Keep it up. Relay X is #1.
Check out Dookie on Timely Confessions. 218 a minute.
That's not bad.
Bring it.
I might have to do that after this call.
I'll be waiting.
I'm gonna have to come up with my own little niche, but I think you got a 1 with the confession thing. That's like the #1. 218 with that magic number. Very sweet. So
is that a throwback to Nietzsche's Untimely Meditations?
Yeah. And what about you, Ars? Do you have any final thoughts for us? Let's let you kick it out of here today, because you
send us off, man.
You were so nice to help us out. Kick us out.
Bitcoin incentivizes connectivity.
I like it.
Boom.
You guys know the drill. You've been watching InTheBox fucking live. Jack Liu, Paul. Woo!
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Join Dimely today. Now, subscribe now. Follow us. Dimely.io/profile/Twetchcast at relayx.io, the #1 wallet. Love you guys.
Yes.